Guru Nation, what you're about to watch is me and Jaime documenting our research clinic site owner journey here in Yuma, Arizona. This is year 4 now. We're almost fully 4 full years, and we've seen the ups and downs, the highs and lows, all those platitudes you can think of. We've documented it on our channel, my channel, the YouTube channel. So check it out. The playlist is documenting my research clinic journey, so check it out. But this is just another addition to it. So we are at a point where we are just underneath the subscale category of a site. We are considering, besides private equity, we're talking to private equity companies a lot. There, for those that watch the other videos, I believe we're in the golden era right now. This next decade between approximately 2025 and 2035, I think, is the golden era for research sites. And so we're trying to do everything we can to scale, tasting my own medicine, going from subscale to a scaled site. And I've never actually gone this far before with any site. I've always operated kind of standalone sites. The market was always ripe for that. I did expand with standalone sites, and we did share some SOPs and shared some business development and some finance capabilities. But I'm talking now full tech stack. So we use Creo, we use Inato, we use Patient Ace. I talk about them a lot. And we just added a new thing. It's a workflow management tool, Monday. I am not sponsored by them, but I will definitely send them this video because I think more people in research need to learn about Monday. I would love to be sponsored by Monday. If you're watching Monday, hit me up. We'll at least get you at Save Our Sites or something. But would love for you guys to sponsor my podcast as well. But it's a project management tool, and we just implemented it. And they have a free version, and then they have a couple of tiers. We paid for one of the lower paid tiers because it was the right size for our site. We're relatively small. There's 7 users using it right now because the PIs don't really use it. The PIs are on Creo and those other things, but it basically gives me and Jaime, who you'll see in this video, the bird's eye view of what's going on. But then if we want to get down in the weeds, we can too. So the way I've structured it was basically there's a general board where just general things for the office, who needs to order supplies, who's checking on study leads. We don't have a business development department. We have a contract and budget, fractional outsourced to Creo, which is to Chris, which is me and Chris's other company, DSCS. We don't have a recruitment department. It's all the 4 coordinators. You'll see almost all of them except the lead CRC in this one. She was missing from this video, but we'll get her on. She's been on many times, Katie. They're all generalists, and they're all kind of do everything except contracts, more or less. We will eventually, once we're at scale and once we're capable of scaling everything. So right now we're subscale. We want to get to where we can scale all aspects. We will have a department for biz dev, a department for recruitment, but I still believe in training generalist coordinators. And so this group, Jaime and I went in there. We had talks with everybody. We kind of filmed some of it that was appropriate just to give you a bird's eye view of what's going on, but gives the owners a bird's eye view of what's going on, but it also gives, if we want to get in the weeds on certain studies, we have a board for every single study. And then we also have a board for upcoming studies that we did not have a site selection visit yet, but that did send us a CDA and a survey. So to differentiate that board from just random leads that may or may not be interested in us, this board filters only those studies that have responded with giving us a CDA or giving us a survey or both, or even having a site selection visit scheduled. So right now on that board, there's 8 studies on there that are coming up. I think we'll get selected for all of them. Then we're going to look at the budgets, and then those studies become part of the workflow where weekly, regardless of where we are in the study, whether it's study startup, study enrollment, or study closeout, we have weekly tasks for the coordinators that they assign each other. and that we get involved in as the leadership if we need to, but we have a lead CRC who does as well. And I found so far everyone likes it. I like the way it works. The hard part, as with any tech, is to make sure people are compliant with it. But I honestly think it's such a good product that that's the easy part, right? And it's hard to find these tools. And I'm not sponsored by Monday, but it's something that we use now, and I see it being critical for our development as a company. So it's kind of fun to be in this stage of the site. And in this video, you'll see me and Jaime kind of talking to some of the staff, messing around a little, but also getting serious about what they like so far, what they don't like. And we are already discussing expanding to another geographic area. I don't know if it comes up in the video vlog, you'll see. If it does, then you'll know if you watch, but I'm not sure I want to actually formally announce it, but when we will, you'll find out. But Yuma Clinical Trials will own half of this new entity in a different geographic area. And this is without any private equity money so far. So, PEs, if you're watching and you need a platform, hit me up. We are in discussions with some, but not every PE was built the same. And I just thought this would be a cool way to document kind of this phase in our company's history and development. I think we are at a turning point. I was even saying it in the vlog. I'm not sure if it made the vlog, but we this is for those watching in the future, May of 2025. Last year in May of 2024, we were extremely busy with patient visits. We had 4 studies that we were enrolling very consistently on. We were doing 10 study visits a week with only 4 coordinators. I thought that was pretty efficient and pretty good ROI on every staff. Around the fall of last year, so around October, those studies stopped enrollment, and we had a bunch of new studies coming up. So, part of the new studies we have onboarding now, in addition to those 8 new studies that we have in about to get, we have 5 right now actually that we are about to get activated on, like anytime soon. So, we are about to be busy again. But my point is, from October till about May, so that's 5, 6, 7, like 8 months, we were suboptimal as far as enrolling because we only had 2 or 3 studies at that point, and we were only doing like 5 visits a week, if that, which it could make or break a site. If this is what I talk about being consistent and being stable, if you are in the right market and you have the right specialists, so we've throughout this slow period, we didn't let anyone go. We didn't cut anyone's hours. What we did was we doubled down on our business development, so finding more studies, which we did, and finding more physicians, which we did. So now we have 7 PIs total, 5 of which are different specialists, and now we can say yes to more studies that come our way. And because of our geographic location, we're in an underserved community with no competition around. We have enough of our problems of our own. You'll see those in the video. We're getting a lot of at bats, but a lot of sites, like in more saturated markets, like if we were in Miami and we had suboptimal performance from October until May, we would have to cut some hours, and we wouldn't have had as many studies that would keep us optimistic about the future. Now, that could also be dangerous because we still have to enroll in these studies coming up. So it could be fool's gold. That's another video, another topic. But I think we'll be okay because the studies coming up very soon are right in our wheelhouse, right in our bread and butter. We just need a few of our external third party vendors to get their training done and we can start screening. A lot of sites, they come to a fork in the road. They had a 1 or 2 good years, and then activity kind of falls because the studies end and they're not able to replace those studies with new studies or maybe as equally good of studies, and so they kind of falter. And we this year the revenue will be flat. I don't think we'll have revenue growth from last year. I think we might maintain what we did last year, like towards the end of the year, depending on how we finish the second half of the year. I think we can get close to what we did last year, but as far as revenue growth, we won't have any. But we position ourselves really nicely for the next year to be able to double, maybe even triple. And this is why the scaling thing is so important to me right now and the team to figure out. And so Jaime and I met with every single staff member, and we made sure everybody knows why we're using all these tools, why they need to be compliant, why we're trying to scale, and what their role is going to be in this scale. So here's some behind the scenes stuff, and let me know what you think. But this is really as much for you as it is for us to document our journey. We'll look back on this 5 years from now and have some memories. We have a chief TikTok officer who hasn't done a TikTok in quite a while. What's going on?
Guys, I've been busy. I'm sorry. I was in temporary retirement.
What are you busy with? New study startup?
New study startup.
How do you like Monday.com?
It's pretty cool. I like it.
The truth.
Sponsor us.
I like that. They're already going to get this, but the truth. You only used it 1 week.
I've only used it 1 week, and so far it has us pretty organized. So.
Okay. So you enjoy it rather than not.
Yeah.
And then Lana, we just met up. How we're going to integrate these things.
Hi.
Lana's getting busy with vendor. What do you think about vendors? Couple topics here. Vendor, training, and onboarding. It's been a pain in the ass.
Yes.
But what do you think so far about that?
We had to do it. Needs to be
And
done.
that's it. Needs to be done.
Needs to be done.
It's good attitude. Okay. What about this documentation? Do you guys' first screening hold ever? Don't get into details, but what do you think about?
It was expected. Just the high enrolling and not high enrolling, high screening numbers, and I figured it was coming soon. Then it wasn't not expected. Just put it that way.
Okay. Yeah. And then Jaime's here doing closeout visits as unblinded. And we're going to do another longer video in the car going to the tow yard. We only do videos going to the tow yard, man. We did one last time too. Remember?
It's a trend.
It's a trend. Okay.
Trendsetter.
What do you think about screening hold?
Other than that, I don't have any.
I mean, it's bound to happen to the best clinics.
What do you think about PIs that ask you
There's nothing
to go to their office because they don't know how to use their own EHRs?
I think that's funny, but you can't really expect a PI to know how to use their own system sometimes.
I let him know.
Okay, any last words for this vlog? Studying up a bunch of new studies. Starting up a bunch of new
Excited.
studies. You
to
might
be
be a
busy.
patient. You might be a patient driver.
Yes.
What do you think about that? Most people are afraid.
No, I love driving. Driving is my
Retention strategy.
yeah.
This is an interesting vlog so far. All right, we're gonna spice it up. Anything else?
You
What?
shouldn't drive, we might as well hire Uber.
That's messed up. I didn't say
I'm
that.
not capable of driving.
No! As in, why waste time driving patients when you could just Uber them?
Because I care of my patients and I want them to feel safe.
This is
wherever
a
they're
difference
going.
in philosophy right here. Millennial versus Gen
We're
Z.
sending them to another city. They want-
Millennial versus Gen Z thought process here. Millennial. Not.
I'm just saying.
Speaking
it's
of not,
more
where's the
efficient.
TikTok Gen Z?
TikTok's dead.
Okay, TikTok's dead?
TikTok
This is
is-
breaking news. TikTok is dead.
Nobody uses
Explain.
TikTok anymore.
Explain further. You can't use hyperbole like this and not explain. People are watching thinking like, what's our TikTok strategy and all this? Are they wasting time?
I mean, I think a new app is coming soon.
What
I'm
is
not
it?
sure.
Monday?
Yeah.
Monday.com.
Everybody get on.
We're here doing weekly meetups discussing Monday.com with Luis Ruiz, future CRA, by the way, and SOS semi-famous now
Semi.
from SOS. Man, people know you. People ask about you. Oh, how's
Really?
Jaime? How's Luis? Yeah. Want to do pods now? Yeah. Yep. Here they both are. So how are you, man? Let you answer them. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, just waiting for study startups.
You're in study startup mode. What do you think about Monday? Well, what kind of tasks are you dealing with right now?
Right now will be weekly leads. You can say like having laboratories. And yeah, just basically because I don't have like a new study yet. So it's just like starting.
You're starting an important one soon. Actually, a couple of important ones. I'll tell you off camera. But we're on a screening hold for 2 studies that are not yours, but you're going to be on the meeting because you're a future monitor and you're going to see what they actually
Yeah.
want. And it's nothing urgent. You know, the monitor was telling me we're not the only site, but they're slowing down on the higher enroller ones to make sure we document perfectly, right? So that there's no issues. But that should be a good experience for you today too. At 3 o'clock.
Awesome.
I have to join it remotely because me and Jaime have to go. But what do you think about Monday.com?
It's awesome. I think it will be good for us to keep tracking all the tasks we have every week.
Okay, so start using it. You know, like I said, put it in there what you and your colleagues, what you guys need to do, collaborate on. If you have issues, if you need support, you could put it in there, and it's that's what I intend for it to do. Plus, get us through the bottlenecks, especially the bottlenecks of from screening to randomized. There's a lot of things that need to get done, and that's when I expect Monday to be the busiest for your studies. All right, cool. Well, Luis Ruiz right there, Future Monitor, and then Jaime and I are gonna go to a tow yard. It's a long story, but we'll do a video from that car too.